Well, welcome to what is the final edition of the 2021-22 racing season. Welcome, Mark. How are you today?
Good, Hazy. Good.
How's the week been? I hear you've been out at the farm looking at the spellers again midway through the week.
Yeah, we went around the spellers and had a look at some of the yearlings working, and most impressed.
Fantastic. Well, I guess another great weekend. The hidden run mission down to Riccarton seemed to work absolute magic or work wonders. So well done on Predifers Canterbury Gold Cup win. I thought he was really impressive.
Yeah, he was given a peach of a ride by Jason Laking, and he's certainly a very underrated rider. And it was the first time Akau's won that race, so we all got a big thrill out of it.
Well, there you go. He was very well weighted, and I think he ran the race record of the race, or the fastest race since 1972. So very well placed there. And I guess Bell of the Ball was also pretty impressive there, getting the stakes placing there as well.
Yeah, we're just a bit stiff with the barrier draws. She drew the outside in both runs in the South Island, but she made up a lot of ground, so she's going to be a 4-year-old to look out for, that's for sure.
Absolutely, and Brando in the Easter handicap there at Pukekohe, he tried his heart out there and was undone by a lower weighted horse there on Saturday as well.
Yeah, given every opportunity by Opie, just got beaten by a better one, as you say, well weighted on the day. So he could be in for quite a good season next year. You know, he's only recently been gelded, so I think there's improvement to come.
Absolutely. And then the success continued on to Hawera on Wednesday. Both yourself and Joe Camarudin had a great day out there with Luxuriant and Lightning Field. I saw Joe lost the irons there on Lightning Field.
Yeah, good bit of horsemanship to pick himself up so close to home and get the horse balanced again. He showed his class, Joe, actually. So no, it was great, and good to get a win with Luxuriant. The owners have been so patient with her, and it was a bit of an unusual prep, Hamish. We trialled her twice within 7 days, and then she raced within 8 days. So it was just a matter of getting her rock hard fit and getting her to the races.
Great. Well, we're going to have a quick look at the yearling of the week, which this week is lot 296, the Zoo Star out of Hieroglyphics. She is a chestnut filly. Here she is on screen. Good buying there for a Zoo Star at 220,000 mark.
Yeah, well, these are statistics. English Easter sale, there was 36 Zoo Stars sold, an average of 564,000. And at Magic Millions, 43 of them were sold for an average of 427,000. So I think this filly's great value. In the first morning at the track this morning, already been through the wooden gates, and she'll be a very, very early filly. I can just see it already, just the way she handled her first morning out at the Matamata track this morning.
Great. So you'd expect to see her possibly trialling there in July, August, or September?
I'd say she'd be one of our very earliest 2-year-olds to the trials, probably in September. Definitely think she looks like a Karaka Million type, that's for sure. Just you can see them so early on in their preparation, the ones that get up there on the bit and just want to do it. She's just an absolute natural.
And Mark, you and DC are both big fans of the first and second foals. This filly is a second foal.
Yeah, but just she's just real athlete and lovely feminine head, and I think she's a beauty, really undervalued compared to what they were paying for them in Australia.
So there you go. If you want a crack at having a horse ready for the Karaka Million at Pukekohe there in 2022, January 22 and 22, then this could be the horse for you. She won't last long. She's getting advertised in the paper over the weekend. She's one of the few horses with shares remaining. A 10% share is 23,000 plus GST. A 5% share is 11,500 plus GST. So as Mark mentioned, she's great buying, and you can definitely expect to see her up and running nice and early, and possibly be running in some of those better races there in January and into the autumn there as well. So I guess quickly just having a look at the week ahead, we've got some runners there down at Rotorua on Friday, which is today, and then of course the Cambridge Jockey Club meeting at Te Rapa tomorrow. We've got a big team in, particularly in the Cambridge Breeders' Stakes, where I think we have 6 horses nominated. I think 5 are likely to take their place at this stage. So we're going to kick off today at Rotorua and race 3, the Laser Electrical Rotorua 1,230 metres. It's a maiden 3-year-old race. We've got Florence Nightingale, drawn barrier 8 for Windsor Park stud with Opie Boston on board.
Yeah, just a late change of rider. Opie texted me this morning. He just was a bit heavy today, so Craig Grills. So we'll lose nothing with Craig in the saddle, and definite top 4 contender. She's been well educated. We'll get over more ground than this, Hamish, but she's definite chance.
Great. And race 4, the Have Your Function at Arawa Park, 3-year-old, another maiden race over the 1,230 metres. Savito, drawn barrier 5 for Waikato stud, rider unconfirmed.
Yeah, Michael McNabb probably take the mount now. So she's, well bred, obviously a bit of a later maturing type as Abigail, but I think once we get her over more ground as well, but wouldn't surprise me to see her go a cheeky race, that's for sure.
And I thought She's a Show Off could show up there in the money, drawn barrier 5 with Joe Cameron on board.
Yeah, she trialled quite well at Taupo, so same thing. I think once it gets a little bit wetter, she'll come into her own then.
Great. And race 8, the Waitomo Fuels 1560, rating 74 benchmark. This was a one-time bet of the week for you, Mark. The Mighty Spa, drawn barrier 11, jockey unconfirmed.
Yeah, so OP will be able to make the weight there. So, listen, I think he's found the right field, Hamish. I know he was the bet of the week at Te Rapa that day, but he's found a winnable race, that's for sure.
Great. And race 9, the New Zealand Bloodstock Insurance Pearl Series race as a maiden race for the fillies and mares over 1,400. We've got Dancing Sands, drawn barrier 7, with Opie Boston on board.
Yeah, so she disappointed first up, but she subsequently trialled well. So, finds a pretty moderate field here. So I think she's a definite top 4 contender, yes.
Great. And across to Cambridge Jockey Club at Te Rapa on Saturday, we kick off in race 2, the Cambridge Raceway, 1,400. It's an open handicap. The old Marvel Summer Monsoon, drawn barrier 1 with Opie Boston on board.
Yeah, so 1,400, I went back through his record. They just run him off his feet that day at Hawke's Bay. So 1,400, drawn the ace, but you can't sort of push him early, Hamish. He just got to get his breathing right. So, he's always a chance in these types of races, especially with Opie on.
Great. And race 3, the Decize Electrical and Controlled 2-year-old. It's set weight and penalty conditions. I've just lost the field here a second, so I'm going to have to rely on you to call out the runners, Mark, if that's all right.
Yep.
So I think we're kicking off with, where are we? Shanghai Tang, drawn barrier 4, with Joe Cameron on board.
Yeah, Joe knows the filly well from track work. Originally, Opie was going to ride, but it was too light for him. So, listen, Joe's riding in great form. I think she's a filly you'll see a lot more of as a 3-year-old. Wouldn't surprise me, if she win a great race. So, definite top 3 contender, especially from a soft draw.
Great. And Lord Cosmos showed up in the early 2-year-old season, drawn barrier 12 with Opie Boston on board.
Yeah, a bit of a niggly draw, Hamish. So we'll have to go back, and there'll have to be a bit of speed on for him to get over top. But he did trial well at Taupo, that horse.
Great. And moving down to race 5, the Group 3 English Sales Cambridge Breeders' Stakes. We've got 6 horses nominated. I think one of them's on the ballot there. I'm not sure whether it's got a run at this stage. But we'll kick off with Cote de Burn up the top of the page with Opie Boston on board, drawn barrier 5.
Yeah, he's going well, that horse. He won nicely last start, got a reasonable draw. So, yeah, he's probably the main chance on form.
And Ragamuffin drawn quite wide out there in barrier 15. Jason Lakin comes up from the South Island to take them out.
Yeah, shame about the draw. It's going to make it tough for him. But listen, Jason's in really great form. So just going to have to try and slot in somewhere, Hamish, and do his best.
And Wairau Cove, only 3 lengths there off Seamus and the Wellington Guineas in November or December there. Behind that horse was Paranui Bay as well. So this horse has its fair share of ability. Drawn barrier 4 with Joe Cameron on board.
Yeah, he's not well in at the ratings, but listen, they're all 3-year-olds. With a soft draw, he's definitely a sneaky. He'll be at big odds, but you could see him running a good race.
And Shepherd's Delight, drawn barrier 11 with Andrew Calder on board.
Yeah, probably just needed a bit of rain to be competitive again at 1200, but it looks as though we're not going to get that. So, listen, she's honest. She's Group 1 placed on the 1,000 guineas. She'll give her a best shot.
Synchronized comes back from a wee niggling injury there in the spring. She was originally on a 1,000 guineas campaign and has trialled up quite nicely over the past couple of weeks. Drawn barrier 12, I thought $18 in the market was well overs.
Yeah, trialled very well at Matamata against the older horses. So, listen, they fly along in front up on the speed in this. If she can get some sort of luck in running, she'll be back somewhere. But if she gets a soft enough run, she's definitely a chance.
And Pisco Sour for Trelawney there on the ballot. Has she come in yet?
She's not in the field, and from that draw, she'll be scratched.
Good as gold. And moving down to race 6, the Cambridge Equine Hospital 1200, rating 74, benchmark 1200. Another impressive trialist, Chulla, drawn barrier 14 with Yuto Kamagi aboard.
Yeah, shame about the draw, but listen, he's got tremendous gate speed, and that's really the one thing he knows. So his trial was strong at Matamata, but he's got to fly the gates. If he doesn't fly the gates, we're going to be in for a tough run.
And that was Sort of State there that just beat him home in that trial from memory. Highborn drawn barrier 11 with Joe Cameron on board for Windsor Park. The apprentice claims 1.
Yeah, she's in good form. Probably would have liked a little bit of cutting the track, but as I say, she's in really good form. And also, we've got Aromatic in the same race. She's resuming from quite a long break, so she'll improve with the run.
Great. And race 8, the Menaline Cambridge Mile, rating 65, benchmark 1600. Navalha drawn barrier 7, carries a big weight again with 60 kilos, but has Opie Bosson on board.
Yeah, interesting runner stepping to the mile, first time Hamish, but on pedigree, he should get it. And he hit the line strongly over 14 last start. So he's probably one of the most interesting runners of the weekend.
Great. And so that wraps up our runners for the weekend. What's your best bet?
I'm going Mighty Spar again, Hamish.
Oh, he's on fire, and he's going for 2 from 2 to build some momentum into the spring when we're back in action. So fingers crossed there, Mark, and good luck. So I guess in other news, today on Trivia, Sort of State Soprano Supreme jumped on the plane and headed to Brisbane. I think next week you'll see Sort of State in the Gold Coast Guineas, Soprano Supreme in the Gold Coast Cup. And the week thereafter, you'll see on Trivia take her place in the Dubin 10,000. Can you give us a quick update on those 3 horses?
Yeah, they left early this morning and they trotted out well. And listen, Sort of State will need a good track, and it was really wet there last week, so you just got to hope for a reasonable week coming up. I think Soprano Supreme could be the big improver. I just think the way she's been winning, there's more in store for her, and it's a bit of a punt going there, but I think she could step up. And on Trivia, it's not going to be easy for her because every race we've mapped out are Group 1s, and they don't give them away in Australia, but she's in good form. We're happy with all of them.
Great. So that wraps up Te Akau TV for the season. And I thought just on that note, we'd pick your brain a little bit and get you to pull out one yearling you're looking forward to seeing next year. So a rising 2-year-old, a 2-year-old that's turning 3, and a 3-year-old that's going to be turning into an older horse. Who can we keep an eye out for over the winter months and into next season?
Well, I just loved the way that Zoo Star handled her first start at the track, so I'm going to go with her.
There you go. And rising 2-year-old into the 3-year-old campaign. Who can we see in the classic races down in the Guineas?
Well, I think the Shanghai Tang's a nice filly, and obviously Marvin Bell.
Fantastic. And the 3-year-old that's then turning 4, Imperatriz, must be touted by you to be in some pretty impressive races.
Yeah, she's got that X factor, hasn't she? So it'd be hard to not push her forward.
Cool. So there you go. That's Te Akau TV for the season. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you guys all back in the spring. Have a great winter.
Thanks, Amy.